Hello, and welcome to Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today is not going to be a review, but an unboxing and first look at the OSOTEK H200 Horizon Wet Dry Vacuum. Now, it's safe to say, probably looking at this, that this is not a vacuum cleaner. This is some sort of auto mop, but they sent me an email and asked if I wanted to do a video on it. And usually I turn these kind of lesser known Chinese companies down, but this one caught my attention with its strange brush roller design that resembles a tank track. So I wanted to experience that and document that. I thought that was very interesting. So we are going to unbox this and see how this is. Now, no money is exchanged hands, and anybody who's been subscribed to the channel for any length of time knows that when companies send me a product for review, more times than not, they get a less than favorable result. So they really took a big risk by sending me this. But I really want to see what this thing is, so let's get to it. So, well, not much when you open this up. You got just like a little quick start guide. We got two of these cards, Beyond Your Expectations. They both say the same thing. Explain that they have a plus 12 extended warranty and has a little social media crap on it. See about that. Let's see what's in here. So we have a handle, aluminum, but it has a plastic notch. A little bit of plus, a little bit of X. And what's interesting about this handle is there appears to be a switchable direction button. So I'm very curious what the operation of this is going to be. All right, we have a user manual. All right, once again, it says use only cleaning fluid intended for this appliance, but doesn't say what cleaning fluid to use, which has been one of my pet peeves with this style of machine, is they rarely tell you what kind of cleaning fluid you should be using. All right, so we got a toilet roll brush with a, that's kind of cool, that's slick. It's got a thread cutter to clean the brush roller off, built in. Somebody was having fun in CAD when they did that. We have, so right away this unboxing experience reminds me of the Romney products that I have seen before from China. It has that kind of we're trying to be premium vibe to it. So future performance reviews here. It appears that this is made by the same company who made Romney and is a rather large and well-known cell phone manufacturer out of China. Thought you all might be interested in knowing that. Got the base station here. We'll explore this in a second. I gotta get the machine out of here before it just topples over. And then we have this. You know what, let's take this out. Right away we got some interesting stuff here. You can see the drive section. All right, so here's everything that comes in the box. You got the handle, the baby bottle brush, a dual voltage charger, a unknown plastic piece, some sort of brush holder on the side, that base, the brush roller itself, the brush roller guts, we're going to call it, the manual, the extra two cards, and like I said, the machine. So that's what you get in the box, in case you're wondering. Let's go ahead and put this thing together without reading the manual. I'm just going to start kind of guessing how this should be put together. It's interesting, there's a set of LEDs here, and there's a very narrow suction channel there. So then it's kind of like a ribbed for her pleasure inside there. And that looks like it goes on this. Yep. Very interesting. You can feel the bearings seem to be pretty high quality that are exposed right here on the end of this. you go ahead and insert this. I kind of turn this, and again, I'm guessing here. Yeah, all right. And then, yep, circle unlock. Filled in circle is locked. Okay, I see what's going on here. This is kind of cool. So I'm gonna grab my flashlight out of my pocket, and you can see where the LEDs are supposed to go from here through this, kind of like fiber optics. That is interesting. And it looks like that piece just sits on there directly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. So this is our collection tank. And right away I can see that there's no cyclonic separation, no sort of separation here. But, ooh, this should be fascination to the subscribers of this channel. There is a rotational separator mechanism, not unlike a rainbow vacuum. And we have a little tiny premotor filter up here. That is curious. I think what's most curious here is how often you're going to have to clean that. Hey, quick break in the video. Just a reminder, please feed the algorithm, give this video a thumbs up, and consider a subscription to Performance Reviews. Oh, there's a voice control button right here. That's scary. A wheel. But anyways, back to what I was saying here. This is very, very small and adequate for liquid. This is not going to be adequate for pet hair. So definitely make sure that you vacuum before use here. There is a push button here. And it looks like you can get to everything. There's an overflow sensor here. And everything seems to be of... You guys remember old film cameras? That's what this thing smells like for whatever reason inside. That's curious. All right. Put that on there. Anyways, in case I didn't say it for editing, this is not big enough for your dry debris for even one room in most American-sized households. Now the handle's going to assemble quite easily. This is just going to insert. You're going to see there's a notch that lines up with that. Boom, insert it. And so the brush roller holder, where you want to store the brush roller after you're done using this, can go on the left or the right-hand side. They included this extra piece. And there's a nice little place for you to wind the cord up right here. This is all actually kind of thoughtful. Now, the cord's very short. It's only about 1 meter long, but hey, being able to route this out either side, and again, being able to wind that up per how you need it, it's kind of thoughtful. Some attention to detail. And then this guy's just going to clip. Yeah, you can see he's just going to clip right there on the side. So, simple is easy.
Charging.
Oh, here we go again.
Low volume. Disable voice notification. Enable voice notification. Low volume. Disable voice notification.
Another one of these things that's talking. Just what we needed. So it only comes 22% charged out of the box. We've now achieved 23. It's easy to read. We're going to go ahead and let this thing charge, probably overnight at least. And then when we turn on the camera, through the magic of editing, you'll get to see this thing scrub a floor. All right, I'm going to fill the tank up for the first time, and I noticed this hole is tiny. And you can see the opening of my solution bottle. By the way, again, they don't tell you what kind of solution, so I'm just going to use some high zero solution since it's mild and it seems to work well on this particular kind of flooring. So I'm going to go do this, I guess, over a sink. Definitely do this over a sink. It was messy with that tiny hole. The water coming out of my sink is actually wider than this particular hole, and that's just a bathroom sink. So as far as controls go, we have a button here. We have a button here and the on switch here. So we're going to fire it up, and I want you to see what the screen looks like. So 100% charged, auto mode. Again, it's nice they give us this little sticker that told us what everything was. Yep. All right, first glimpse. It left the floor moist. Yeah, pretty moist. It's kind of what I expected. So probably not for unsealed hard floor, but I think if you had a laminate, that would be fine. We're going to go ahead and do a larger area and see how it is. And just a note, this floor is actually pretty uneven despite its appearance. We're going to go ahead and just do this hallway and see how it does. And we're going to do this on the highest suction setting. All right, well, right away, before I go any further, I did a video on how vacuum cleaners move. Well, this one, because of that tank track design, it just like grabs it and pulls off. So it wants to take off on me. Another thing I wanted to mention is it does lie all the way flat, which is nice. That's something a lot of these don't do. All right, real quick, let's see what it's picked up here in the back. And remember, this tank is long but thin, very strange shape. Quick question, did you vacuum this yesterday?
I did, I vacuumed
All right.
and I ran knives.
All right, so we actually did vacuum here relatively soon. Let's press this up. Let's see what's in the tank. So you can see just in that little stretch, see that there's animal hair in there and some dirty water. But more curious, what does the separator look like? Well, the separator has done its job. It is a little bit wet, which is curious. The separator I don't think should be wet, but I guess that's its job, is to separate. So it really does leave the floor pretty wet. That I'm disappointed with. I will say the tank tracks do seem to do a fair amount of scrubbing. So I think that's maybe a plus if you have a really messy house. So far, I don't really see anything that this brings to the market that's really any different than any other devices like this. Let's put the machine in its cradle and see what happens. I want to note that the battery life is stronger than some of the others I've seen here. So that is the self-cleaning button in the heel of the machine. All right, it's got a nice reminder here that lights up that tells you to clean the water tank, so that's good. It's reminding you of the maintenance. Now, let's see. We got the water tank here. Separator looks clean. You got oodles of pet hair that didn't quite make it into the tank. Just in this. And then let's see right here. Let's see if this little guy, he is dry and clean, which is pretty amazing right there. So that's very good. I like that. So we're going to take a look at cleanup. And once again, they did give us a nice silicone baby bottle brush with a place to cut long hair off if you need in the handle. So what's interesting are the lines in here, and it did leave those lines on the floor. And if you look at where it's spraying water from right here, that's what those lines are. Again, even with vacuuming recently, you can see just how much hair it moved around and did not suck up. So please vacuum before you use this. This is not in any way a vacuum cleaner, despite its marketing. Off. Ah, that's why they gave you such a long brush. They know you're going to have to go. If you can see right down there, there is a bunch of hair, and they know that you're going to have to clean and get that gunk and hair out of that tube. So that's why it's so long and why they gave you such a good brush. Probably an afterthought after they designed it. The tank is easy enough to clean though. The lint tray is not removable. It has screws, so you better get in there, clean that with the brush. All in all, cleanup is easy enough. Well, am I recommending the OSOTEK 200? Well, this is a unboxing video and first look, so the jury is still out on this. Big thank you to OSOTEK for sending this for a review. They really took a chance sending it to me, of course. My first impressions, though, on this, it leaves the floor really wet. It does mechanically scrub the floor very well as advertised. It goes through a lot of water for a small area, so I wouldn't want to use this on anything that was like a natural wood, or even some of the engineered floorings you wouldn't want to use this on. Other than getting low, I don't see an advantage over some of the competition. Again, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. There's nothing inherently good with it. So I'm going to leave it with that. I'll let you be the judge. If this video gets a lot of thumbs ups, a lot of views, I will do a full review on this. Have yourself a wonderful day.